update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost. George Santos is facing multiple investigations for lying about nearly every aspect of his life to make himself appear far more successful than he is, earning him the nickname Instagram.
LaFonza Butler was sworn in as California's newest senator, becoming the first openly black woman in Congress. You mean second, said George Santos.
Of all of George Santos' lies, my favorite was that he was a standout volleyball player for Baruch College. Now, that is a fine thing to be, but an insane thing to pretend to be. Like, that's his fantasy? Like, it's like asking a kid, what do they want to be when they grow up? And they're like, I don't know, assistant manager at Kohl's.
New York Congressman George Santos, seen here in a promo for a pawn shop reality show, was indicted on federal charges including conspiracy, wire fraud, and identity theft. He was also indicted for reckless homicide when that button shot off his jacket and killed a bystander.
George Santos, seen here with two people he listed as professional references, was described by a fashion expert as being able to get away with his lies for so long because he was well-dressed. This guy is well-dressed? He looks like he's trying to steal clothes by putting them on over what he wore into the store. And not to be a bitch, but can we talk about this look? I mean, a blazer over a half zip? Girl, not at my yacht party.
Jim Jordan, seen here describing how he attacks the nipple, is no longer the nominee for House Speaker after Republicans dropped him Friday, which, by the way, he's used to because he was dropped a lot as a child. Potential new candidates for Speaker include Tom Emmer, Kevin Hern, Jack Bergman, and 6 more candidates who are clearly George Santos.
New Jersey Senator and most successful member of the Lollipop Guild, Bob Menendez, was indicted on new charges accusing him of accepting bribes from Egypt. Menendez denied the allegations, calling them as over the top as my new bejeweled scarab.
A drag queen. A drag queen who claims she performed with George Santos said that George did not have the glamour to be a professional. But she said another drag queen in Congress is absolutely slaying as the character Marjorie Taylor Greene.
George Santos admitted that while living in Brazil, he did dress in drag, but said he was not a drag queen. Okay, honey, we knew that from your contouring. Republicans on Friday nominated Jim Jordan to be the next House Speaker. Jordan is best known for denying the 2020 election results, looking the other way on an Ohio State sexual abuse scandal, and for his role as Anger in Inside Out. Michigan State apologized after an image of Adolf Hitler appeared on a stadium video board at a football game. Even more upsetting, it was during the kiss cam. Southwest Airlines has introduced a new feature on its app that lets passengers track their bags. Southwest, why don't you tell us where your bag is?
George Santos, Representative George Santos said that he is stepping aside from his committee assignments to prevent being a distraction. He added, the last thing I want is attention. Then he sashayed away in a feather boa. The House Ethics Committee has announced an investigation into George Santos. Well, thank God I'm not George Santos, said George Santos. Pope Francis criticized laws banning homosexuality as unjust, saying that it's not a crime, even though Catholic doctrine views homosexuality as a sin. He also stressed that Catholic doctrine views age as nothing but a number.
It was also reported that George Santos lied to potential campaign donors that he was a producer of the Broadway musical Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Though he did end up working with the Green Goblin. Speaker of the House. Thank you. Speaker of the
King Charles will visit Kenya next week, where he is expected to acknowledge Britain's role in the slave trade and unfortunately attempt to return Meghan. I just report the news, guys.
I'm glad I didn't tell it. A genetic engineering company has announced plans to bring back the long-extinct dodo bird, but only for a limited time at Arby's.
We have the dodo.
AMC Theaters is celebrating Black History Month by offering $5 tickets to recently released Black-led movies like Wakanda Forever and The Woman King. They're also honoring Black people by starting the movie 20 minutes late. It was reported that the organizers of King Charles's coronation have officially invited Meghan Markle, and this is nice, at a starting salary of $19 an hour. That seems very generous, guys.
Yeah. White Castle has begun replacing its fry cooks with robots, but there's one White Castle skill a robot will never master: jumping over the counter to choke a customer.
Olive oil prices have more than doubled following extreme weather, which sadly has forced many New Jersey residents to bathe in water. Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker denied reports that he paid for a girlfriend's abortion, saying, "I send money to a lot of people," before adding, for abortions. After the news broke that Walker paid for his ex-girlfriend's abortion, he raised more than $500,000 because dollars are the only thing Walker is willing to raise.
During last night's Georgia Senate debate, Raphael Warnock accused Herschel Walker of lying about working in law enforcement. Then Walker pulled out a prop badge and said, quote, "I am work with many police officers," which is yet another sign that Herschel Walker has brain problems. Planned Parenthood says it will soon open its first mobile abortion clinic in the country, which will make it easier to provide care to patients anywhere in the country that Herschel Walker has visited.
Police in Florida say that multiple shots were fired during a fight outside a Chuck E. Cheese, but there were no victims located. Maybe check the pizza?
Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney received backlash when Instagram photos from a family event suggested her parents might be Trump supporters. Here to comment is one of our new cast members, Michael Longfellow. The Empire State Building lit up blue and white to celebrate Aaron Judge hitting his record 62nd home run of the season. While over in Queens, a porta potty was set on fire in honor of the Mets blowing the division.
The CIA is marking its 75th anniversary by launching a podcast. And because it's the CIA, they're launching it directly into an Afghani wedding.
New Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has been accused of spreading white supremacist ideas, which is crazy. We're now counting Italians as white? In a new Scooby-Doo Halloween special, the character Velma is openly depicted as a lesbian. Finally. She was openly depicted as a lesbian, which explains why Scooby is now a rescue pit bull.